Hi guys, I'm Peter. I'm one of the sports podiatrists from Shoes, Feet, Gear. Today we're talking about the peroneal muscles and tendons. These are the muscles on the outside of the leg here that stops your foot rolling out. That can get overworked and cramp up or injured or tendon strains. So we'll start off with the anatomy. First thing we've got is the peroneal brevis muscle that runs down through here, joins onto a little tendon through here that wraps around the outside of the ankle and then joins on to this lump of bone on the outside of your foot here. This little muscle is one of the ones that works to stop your foot rolling out. The second one is the peroneal longus, which joins on right up here on the outside and the top of the fibular bone. It comes down over the top and it joins on to a second tendon that runs through the same spot, but it actually wraps around underneath your foot. On the outside of your foot, you've got this little square cuboid bone. It's a little cube. It's got a little groove there for that tendon to wrap down around and underneath your foot. So this cuboid bone sits through this area here, and that tendon uses that cuboid bone as a little pulley. So when these muscles and tendons work really hard, we can get overuse and cramping through these muscles on the outside when you're running. We can get strains through the tendon, especially if we're doing some uneven groundwork or we're pushing pretty hard or we roll our ankle. We can strain and tear these tendons. Or this cuboid bone can get lots of pulling on it and aggravation, and we get a dull cuboid syndrome type pain through there. So the main reason these guys overwork with running and things like that is if our foot is toeing off laterally and spilling outwards. If our body weight's heading outwards, these muscles have to work really hard to bring you back and drive off nice and straight. These muscles are only really designed for changing direction, so if you stand on uneven ground, change direction as a bit of a one-off movement to pull you back. If every step you take with tipping off, then these guys really overwork. People with high arch, so really high arch foot type, they'll tend to roll off and roll out. The other people are, if this big toe is not working well, so they might roll in through the back of their foot with running, but as they go onto that big toe, if this isn't working correctly, that works like a stiff lever and causes feet to roll out as well. So if we need to get you tracking straighter, shoes with support along the outside make a really big difference. So we're really looking at the shape through here, making sure it's got great contact along there to stop you spilling out. That will really reduce the amount of work these guys have to do and support that little cuboid bone. After that, we'll use an orthotic where we actually are tipping the front of your foot inwards. So we support the outside of your foot and change the angle under the front of your foot so that as you push off, it tips your foot inwards. And that has a really amazing effect to reduce the workload through these guys. So if you have any pain or cramping or strains through the outside of your leg through there, pop in and see us at Shoes, Feet, Gear in at Paddington.